Welcome to the IT Career Energizer podcast. For anyone who wants to build and grow a career in IT, develop and improve your strengths and skills, be inspired and motivated by the successes of others, manage your career progression, and achieve your IT career goals. And now, your host, Phil Burgess.
Welcome to episode 94 of the IT Career Energizer podcast. My guest on today's show is Joe Birch. Joe is an Android engineer working in the Android team at Buffer. He is passionate about coding and loves creating robust, polished, and exciting projects for mobile, the web, TV, wearables, and whatever the latest thing is. Joe is also a keen writer and public speaker, enabling him to share his learnings and experiences with others. So, Joe, can I ask you to expand on that brief summary and tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure thing. So I'm an Android engineer. I currently work at a company called Buffer on the Android team. I'm also a Google developer expert for Android. And I kind of just love playing with anything like technology related, whether it's Android TV, Google Wear. I just like playing with new things and exploring new technologies and trying to learn as much as I can.
So you're balancing your interest with what you do in your working environment?
Yes. Well, I try to balance it anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely something that I love doing, just exploring new things. And it's nice to do something new and different than you're used to working with.
So, Joe, can you maybe give us a unique career tip that perhaps the audience doesn't know and should?
The thing for me that first came to mind when thinking about this was just not having a fear of what others think of what you're doing. So I think one thing that held me back earliest on in my career was I didn't used to write, I didn't speak, I didn't open source things because I thought I wasn't good enough, and I thought people might be like, "Oh, you're wrong," or have trolls after me online and like criticize me. And I think that held me back from sharing things, and in turn, I think that also held me back from learning new things.
Do you think there's a difference in the reality of that?
Yeah, definitely. I think I had this vision in my mind that everyone online was mean and everyone online wanted to judge me. I think I grew up a lot on Reddit and stuff, so I think that's kind of understandable, maybe having a bit of that in my mind. I think definitely once I got over that and just started sharing things, and I learned a lot, I met a lot of new people, and I started speaking, I started writing more. And I think that's what really helped my career the most, was getting over that. And I think that's really important, and I don't want other people to feel like that as well. So
Okay, Joe, can you maybe share with us your worst IT career moment and what you learned from that experience?
the worst thing for me was like a well-being thing. It was like about 3.5 years ago. I was at my previous job, and I wanted to career change, and I didn't really have too much of like a portfolio or an online presence, and I kind of made my life circulate around the work I did and technology and stuff. I was working my day job, I was going home, and I'd be on my laptop from like 5 in the afternoon to like 11 at night. I'd get up early and do the same thing, and I was just like doing stuff all the time. And I didn't burn out, but I think I just became really swamped in what I was doing, a bit down and stuff, and that was ongoing for a bit. And I had this thing in my mind that I had to be constantly active and constantly present online to be able to advance in my career. And I don't think that's the case. But I think for me, that was probably the worst moment in my point, because it actually affected my well-being as well.
Yeah, so how have you changed your approach to that now?
I think people are already going to hear this and be like, wait a minute, I always see you putting stuff out online, so that's a lie. I think I just try and balance it. Like I do a lot of running now, and I go to the gym. So like I have a routine. Like I get up, I go to the gym, so I don't just get up and get on my laptop. Make sure I don't have breakfast at my laptop. And
Yes.
I have like just things like I take time out in the day to read, and sometimes I do stuff in the evening, but then I make sure like before I sleep, I'm not on my laptop until I go to bed, kind of thing.
Yep.
Just about finding that balance and not making your life about what you do. It's hard though as well, because everyone's trying to push themselves in the industry, and that's fair enough. Like I think you want to do well, and it's good to have that drive. But I think at the same time, you look at other people and you think, oh, this so and so is doing all this, I want to do that too, and it's easy to get caught up in that.
Yeah, that's very true. Yes. Okay, so moving away from your worst IT career moment, can you maybe talk about your career highlight or greatest success?
it doesn't seem like a big thing, but it was what started everything for me, really, was like my first speaking engagement. I think making that first step and giving my first talk was like a massive confidence boost for me and really opened up a lot more doors for me when it comes to conferences and networking. I never thought I'd speak. Like 3 or 4 years ago, I was super quiet, and all my friends now are like, I can't imagine you talk at conferences.
Yes.
Like you're the quietest person at university. So I think for me that's my biggest like highlight was getting over that initial fear of speaking and just doing it.
I suspect you have a clear recollection of that very first public speaking engagement as well.
Yeah, I was super nervous.
Oh,
I even
sure.
had like I even had little like reminder cards with like notes written on, and I felt really stupid. I thought that was a thing people did, but apparently not. So I was standing there with my cards. It was only a meetup. There was like 80 people there, and I was had my little cards going through my talk. And I think the hardest thing was there was a lot of the audience were like my friends and stuff, and people I knew from my hometown. So it made it harder because I knew everyone there. So
I think you're right. I think that can be harder when the people in the audience are people you know. There's almost an added layer of pressure.
yeah, because you're going to see them again. It's not like a conference that's abroad where you might not see the people, and you can kind of tell yourself that in your mind. But
you're pleased you did that.
I'm pleased I did that. I think that was a really good thing for me. I know the same for other people as well. Once you've given one talk, you kind of get a little bug for it. And it's a great way to, like, if you want to build your own name or you want to just get more experience and learn new things, it's a good, conferences and speaking is a great way to do it, because you can, if you want to learn new technology, you just submit a talk for it, you get accepted, and then you've got to learn it. And it's a great way to give you that push to do so.
Yeah, that's great. That's really a good way of doing it, definitely. So, Joe, what excites you about the future of the IT industry and careers in IT in particular?
I think it's just the way, how much things are changing. I know it's sometimes you think, oh, everything's changing so quickly, it's hard to keep up. But I really enjoy that because it's like a refresher. Like, you know that what you're working on now is probably going to be very different in the next year or so, whether it's just new libraries coming out or if it's a new, completely new technologies. Like when I started Android development, it was pretty much just Android phones. And then a year or so after that, there was Android TV and Android Wear. And now we have things like Android Things and like the Google Home. Because I like exploring new platforms, there's always something, I know there's always going to be something new for me to engage with and play with. And then now there's a huge push in AI, and then who knows what will be in 2 years' time. And yeah, I think that's what really excites me, is knowing that there's always going to be something cool and new to play with and make stuff on.
Yeah, so it sounds like you have a very much an inquisitive nature.
Yeah, it has its pros and cons.
I suppose you've got to be wary of not going down the rabbit hole and disappearing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or getting too caught up and like it's like late at night, you're like, I just want to finish this, I want to learn this new thing.
Yes.
Or like having too much on your plate at once. I think it's knowing where to draw the line, having that focus.
Okay, we're going to go into the reveal round now. We're going to find out a little bit more about the way you think about IT.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
So what first attracted you to a career in IT?
I was at university and I studied computer science mainly just because I enjoyed math and I enjoyed coding. I didn't actually know what I wanted to do. I think the turn point for me was when, during my final project, I made an app for a client. It was actually a lecturer's friend. And seeing that being used by people was a real turn point for me, like realizing I could make something that people could just download on the App Store and use, and that I had built, was what really attracted me. And that was what drove me to be like, this is what I want to do. I want to be an app developer. I want to create stuff that people can just grab on their phones and play with. And yeah, that just really excited me. And that's when I knew that I wanted to do that.
What is the best career advice you've ever received?
So one of I think it was at my last job, and I had a chat with one of my bosses, was because I think he knew that I was I had like a really broad learning spectrum. Like I liked to know things, and just we had a chat about not needing to know everything. At the time, I was like, what do you mean? I want to learn everything. But looking back, I think it's true. Like it's easy to get caught up. Like going back to what I said about there being so many new things coming out, it's easy to get caught up in thinking, I need to know all of this, and just having that focus on what you enjoy. And there's actually another podcast that talked about this recently. It's called Fragmented. and just talking about how it's easy to get caught up in everything that's happening in technology, and just focusing on what you enjoy, and not just doing stuff because you feel you have to.
Yes, absolutely. That's great advice.
Mm.
If you were to begin your IT career again right now, what would you do?
I think I'd network more early on. So going back to what I said previously, was I used to be like super quiet, and I'd go to conferences, but I wouldn't really talk to people because I didn't have that confidence to go up to people and introduce myself. And I think I had that, like, I still have imposter syndrome, but I think I had this like mega imposter syndrome where I thought I can't talk to them because what if they ask me this about this? And I think I missed out on meeting so many people and making so many great connections. And I think, yeah, I would definitely say to myself now in those days is just talk to people, get to know people, and just network.
What career objectives are you currently focusing on?
For the last 2 years, I've been telling myself I want to write a book. So
Right, yes.
I'm trying to make that. I'm trying to make that happen. It's more just a personal thing. Like, I just want to write a book, like, not about money or anything. I don't know how much money there is in book writing, but I want to write a book. Like, I think I enjoy writing. So that's one of them. And another one is just trying to make more time for my own personal projects. So I do a lot of writing and open sourcing, but there's a few things of my own side projects that I want to do and finish that I keep putting off because I'm doing writing and open sourcing.
Yeah.
So I think that's, for me, is one of my main goals right now, is just trying to balance my time where I spend on the side projects to get those finished.
What's the number one non-technical skill that has helped you in your career so far?
So this is kind of a recent one, probably this year, but I think the ability to say no. Yeah, that is super hard.
That is a good skill to have, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't used to be able to do it. I think after last year, I did a lot of stuff, and I was just saying yes to everything. Obviously, I still enjoyed doing the things I did, but at the end of the year, I was kind of looking back, like, I need to sort of just do the things that I really want to do, like, rather than just doing everything. And so this year, I've said no to a not huge amount of things, but no to a bunch of things that haven't been like I've been really excited about. And I think it's been good because I've said no, and then a couple of weeks later, something else has come up, and I've been like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't say yes to this thing because now I can do this thing. I think I know a bunch of people who have said, like, they find that really hard to do, and it is a tricky thing because it's that fear of missing out, isn't it?
It is. It's a combination, I think, of that fear of missing out, but also of almost wanting to please everybody, and the fact you want to be there, available to support. And I think, yeah, the risk is you just say yes to everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy to say yes, isn't it? So
It is, yeah. Joe, can you maybe share a parting piece of career advice with the IT Career Energizer audience?
Yeah, so I kind of want to circle back on that fear of not doing things. And I think, like, the biggest thing is just be a part of the community. Like, whether you're involved in Android, whether you're involved with iOS or whatever it is, web, it's just get stuck in and show what you're doing. Even if someone's already written about it, even if someone's already made it, just do it, put it out there, get feedback, and share what you're doing. And don't be afraid to explore new ways of doing things or explore new areas that you might not be so comfortable with. Yeah, just get stuck in and do it. And yeah, you'll see the benefits.
Absolutely right. Yep. And finally, what's the best way we can find out more about you and connect with you?
So probably Twitter is the easiest one, to be honest. My Twitter's @HiThereJoe. I picked that years ago, and I think people still struggle to get it. It's @HiThereJoe. That's the easiest one. I'm also quite active on Medium if you want to read some of my articles, which is also medium.com/HiThereJoe. Kind of use the same thing everywhere. So if you want to find me on somewhere, just type HiThereJoe and it should come up.
Great. Joe, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. It's been great chatting with you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, I hope you enjoyed listening in to today's episode and to my guest career tips, advice and experiences. You'll find a show notes page for today's episode on the IT Career Energizer website, which will be itcareerenergizer.com/e and then the number of today's episode. And a quick reminder that the show has now 3 episodes every week on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. So make sure that you are subscribed to the show to get new episodes automatically downloaded. Also, don't forget to join the IT Career Energizer community Facebook group. You'll get to engage with other like-minded people, get to find out more about upcoming guests and other episodes, and can get involved in the future direction of the podcast. It really is a great pleasure to be able to talk to so many inspirational people from across the industry and to be able to share their stories and advice with you. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you're not growing your career, you're slowing your career.
Thanks for listening to the IT Career Energizer podcast. To find out more about building a successful career in IT, visit itcareerenergizer.com.